found my way home across the Grand Mirage. Ever since departure.
Hi, yes. Hi, I'm Allison Arngrim, and it's the Allison Arngrim Show. Some of you may know me as the evil Nellie Olson, but tonight I'm Allison Arngrim. And this is the Allison Arngrim Show. And here on the Allison Arngrim Show, we talk about things that make you feel good. The TV shows and the movies that made us feel good, and the people who made them, and people who are doing things now to make the world a better and more interesting place. And oh, do I have one? And you know, I always get excited when I like listening to things. What? There we are. Am I back? Woo! There I am. I was like going woo woo for a minute on my computer. So I have someone I know on the show who I've known like for 8 billion years, actually. You know him, you love him, you do, because you're all following him on Twitter and Facebook and watching his stuff because he's hilarious. Yes, he's an actor. He's a singer, author, producer, director, charity fundraiser, lecturer. Yes, you knew him as Michael Horton on the soap opera Days of Our Lives, but you really know him from Land of the Lost. Yes, Land of the Lost. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Wesley Eure. Give an applause. It's lovely to get clapping, and it's great. Hi! Oh my God, how are you?
I am excellent. You know what? You are the busiest person I know. Listen. This pandemic has been fabulous for your career.
Crazily,
the virus, so thank you. I'm just saying, you're everywhere. Your cooking shows, this show, which you have everybody in the world. I've been waiting for my invitation now because you've had everybody in the world on your show.
I just did a line round the block.
It's true, Allison. It's truly amazing. And when you start reading your books and the Little House on the Prairie books and the kids' book, I mean, it's phenomenal what you do. I mean. I was just wondering, what drugs is she on?
Caffeine. We have tea. No, I mean, literally like everyone else, when I hit and everything locked down, I was sitting in the middle of the floor, and I had been booked for like 800 things. I was going to go all over the country. I was going to France. I was going to Ireland. I was going to Missouri. And everything was canceled like immediately. And I just bought a bunch of bonnets and merchandise and stuff because I was going to all these autograph shows. So suddenly I'm sitting there on the floor with piles of books and bonnets. And oh my God, what am I going to do? And I said to Bob, I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And he said, oh, you'll think of something. And I was like, oh, right. And then like a week later, I started reading the Little House books on Facebook, and I haven't had a minute's peace since. So apparently I thought of something.
It's unbelievable. You have turned bonnets into Paris couture. It's
right.
you brought the turn of the century back again.
I'm telling you, people cannot get enough of these things. And then the other day I made scrambled eggs, and apparently 17,000 people needed to watch me make scrambled eggs. Right? Who knew?
It's amazing. But also it's a testament to the way you do it. I mean, your personality and all that. Because you and I have known each other for a very, very. I knew your family. I knew your dad. I knew your mom. So we've known each other for a heck of a long time. But listen, you're amazing. I knew you when you were just a little girl. I knew you before you got on Little House.
You did. You knew before I was famous. We were both at that party. There was a party. I was like 74. I had just gotten Little House. Like just gotten Little House. And all these people at this party were people who were already famous. For instance, like where they were promoting the Waltons, they only had Will Geer because Michael Leonard and Ralph Waite weren't famous yet. They had Michael Landon promoting Little House and nobody from the show because Melissa Gilbert was virtually unknown at the time. Right. They had Karen Valentine. You were there because you were on a soap. Karen Valentine was there. Barbara Eden was there. It was one of these big, huge press parties, but super exclusive. But my dad knew a guy.
Your dad was amazing. Your dad was a hustler. He was he was a mover and shaker.
In my book, I called him the publicity-seeking missile, and it was true. And he knew a guy, Jean Lorraine. You probably knew him too. Jean Lorraine. He's still alive, Jean Lorraine, French-Canadian writer, and he's still up in Montreal. Jean calls my dad and goes, hey, there's this party. He says, you're not supposed to be there. Like, nobody's supposed to be there. It's like only these people, absolutely like one person from each show, but he said, I'm getting in. I can totally get you in on my press pass. You should go and you should take Allison. Just go. Just do it. So we're like, do it. And so we went shopping. I bought the most beautiful, expensive dress I had ever owned in my little 12-year-old life. And my father got the tux out. and we went, by golly, and we were legally there, but we were sort of crashing, and it was hysterical because I got my picture taken. I have a picture with you from that party. I have a picture with everyone from that party. I do. It's there, like next to Barbara Eden and Karen Valentine and Will there. So, and the funniest is the one with Michael, because the look on Michael's face is, oh my God, what are you doing here? How did you get into this? And then he's like, okay. And then the look in his eyes is like, yeah, this one's going to be trouble. Yeah, okay. And we both.
And you were.
I was, and he thought it was a riot. He's like, okay, this one and the dad. I see where this is going. But it was so hilarious. But I was at that party. I was completely not supposed to be, but I was at that party, and I got my picture took with you for sure.
Well, I mean, your dad actually came over to my house, and I had just gotten this house, and I was on Days of Our Lives. I don't know if I was on Land of the Lost yet, and he said, my daughter just got this new show. And this little house on the prairie, and I was like, oh yeah, well that's great, good luck, and like boom, you became like this huge star. It was like the nastiest star in the world. I mean, you're a horrible person, but you became amazing.
And nobody believed it. I mean, my friends at school were like, oh good, you got work, yeah, whatever. And people were just like, yeah. And my father was on the set the first day, said, I don't know why they're spending all this money on the sets. There's no way this thing's gonna go like 6 months. And of course it was like a train, a locomotive. It like could not be stopped. So
I gotta tell you, it was my favorite show back then. It was Wednesday night, right? It was Wednesday.
So we were Wednesdays, and then like we moved to Monday and the
right.
Yeah,
but every Wednesday night, I had a little horse ranch in this. I was living with this girl named Lisa, and every Wednesday night we would sit down in front of the TV. And when the theme started, we started to cry because we knew somebody was going to be blinded, somebody was going to be attacked. We knew you were going to be a real bitch to somebody. So it was truly one of the best shows, and I mean, it really Michael Landon was a genius.
Yes, thank you. He was. I mean, because he was writing and producing and directing, and I mean, all the little touches were all things where he went, let's do this. So yeah, that's why it totally worked. Now, so there you are. You're this young actor. You've been doing Shakespeare. You've been doing all this fabulous theatrical stuff. Then you get on a soap opera, and then Sid and Marty Krofft, the people who make all these giant like shows about people with foam rubber heads, and it's all like Lidsville and HR Puffin stuff, are like, y'all got to be in this show. You at first you were like, no, that's not a thing. What? No. And how did you wind up on Land of the Lost? Because
I was at a party. I mean, welcome to Hollywood. I was at a party.
Everything.
I was at this party. My God, anyone was there. For God's sake. Anyway, I was this kid. I had just gotten on Days of Our Lives, and Sid Krofft was there, and he goes, "Hey, you." He says, "I've got a new show coming on. Here's the number of the Cassie lady. Call her in the morning." And so I called her. I went in. I went to New York because I was going to do Candide on Broadway. David Merrick. That was going to replace the guy. And I was at the hotel room, and I got a call. It's like, "Hey, you got the part." And I go, "Oh, well."
Disappointed. The only an actor who's disappointed that he got something.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was suddenly going to be doing this Broadway thing, but also I was like 20, and the character of Will Marshall on Land of the Lost was about 16.
He's a kid, yeah.
I was playing younger, and I thought, do I really want to do that? Because I'm on Days of Our Lives, I'm playing a young adult, and thank God, I said, thank God, I said yes. If you ask actors what is the biggest regret of their lives, and what shows did you turn down, or movies or TV shows that you regret, I would have regretted that the most.
You would. You'd have been kicking yourself because the thing was a hit, and it was awesome, and there was something about it. Yes, you'd watch and you go, this is so weird, this is so silly, but there was something, the chemistry, you, the dad, Kathy, the girl, there was some weird chemistry and some magical thing, and it was so over the top and ludicrous, and the thing and the people, but you found yourself going, I'm enjoying this, and I feel the need to find out what happens at the end of the show.
What it was written by Star Trek writers. It was David Gerald, who wrote Trouble with Tribbles, the famous Tribble episode. He was our head writer. And we had DC Fontana, one of the tops. She had to use DC because she was Dorothy, because they wouldn't hire women because they had to do the initials DC. We had Walter Koenig, who played Chekhov. He created the talking Sleestak, the orange one. He wrote the first episode introducing him. There were all these, Larry Niven, all these amazing people. Mike Westmore, who created the Slee Stack and Chaka the Monkey Boy and all of our makeup. He was the guy that on Star Trek that did all their makeups, I think up until recently. I mean, he's now one of a gang, and he has the show Face Off on TV. But
well, and Westmore is one of the most famous, science fiction makeup artists in the world. I mean, Westmore.
And so we were all part of this, and so the scripts, even though it was Saturday morning and cheap, the budgets and stuff, the scripts were so good. The thing about Land of the Lost, the reason it was successful was, first of all, it was about a real family. And we played the family. We had lost our mom. We were all bound together in this world where there was danger and dinosaurs. But also the sci-fi never talked down to kids. It wasn't like a Saturday morning show.
No.
It was time doorways and matrices and paradoxes and things like that. And they never bit down to explain it to kids. Kids had to come up to it.
Yeah, it was a sci-fi show, and if you were a kid, okay, you could watch this. But see, it's this Star Trek. All roads lead to Star Trek, and we're just talking about this for sure. All roads lead to
and also your life too, by the way.
Everything, all roads lead to William Shatner. So, Little House on the Prairie, we were at Paramount Studios in stage 31, 32, which when it was Desilu, and they were filming Star Trek, that was stage 9 and 10, which is where they shot Star Trek. Those became we were on the same soundstage. So there's that weird connection. Then my father, the famous publicity seeking, when he was on Broadway in the very early 60s, and talk about the land that time forgot, when dinosaurs walked the earth, and my father was on Broadway, there was a production from the Stratford Festival in Canada that came down, and young Canadian actors, including a Mr. Thor Arngrim and Mr. William Shatner, were on Broadway together in a show. So there's all this like weird connections. And then I'm on Twitter, and I started on Twitter. I didn't have a blue check. And there was a thing I had to send in like a letter and a thing with the publicist. I wasn't getting my blue check. And I had become friends with William Shatner on Twitter because, sure, I think it started, he was joking. He was making Little House on the Prairie jokes. He was joking about what if people from Little House on the Prairie were on Star Trek and in outer space. And it was hilarious. So all of us on Little House started following him. And then he said something about my birthday. And on my birthday, I wake up and there's a big blue check by my name. And I go, wait. And I said, for some bizarre reason, they suddenly decided to verify me. And then Shatner says, well, there's nothing bizarre about it. And happy birthday. In this universe, Captain Kirk gets Nellie Olson verified on the 1800s and the future me. So yeah, Shatner got me verified on Twitter, and he's like super nice, and we're friends on Twitter. We follow each other and retweet each other, and it's just wonderfully bananas. And we have all these very peculiar, odd connections that keep popping up. Wait, were you with that? Yeah, wait, so it's so yes, we love Star Trek, and we love Shatner, and it's like and there you are, Land of the Lost, written by the Star Trek people, which is why hello, it worked.
Hello, and I just finished a movie with Shatner. Called Your Moment, which is coming out. I just do a tiny little guest star cameo with Christopher Lloyd, Gene Smart, and William Shatner. It's terrific. I just saw the trailer's out on YouTube. It's called Senior Moment, and I don't know if I've been cut out of it. They say at least I'm on screen a moment, but I was at a Mexican restaurant here in Palm Springs, and I'm sitting there having dinner, and this guy comes up to me and goes, "Aren't you Wesley Eure?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm executive producer of a new movie with Shatner. I want you in my movie." I go, "Oh, okay."
I got to go out for Mexican more often.
What time do you want to show up tomorrow? And he had me come on, and they were, because they filmed in Palm Springs, and they were looking for Palm Springs celebrities. So I called Kay Ballard.
Okay, right there, that line. And then I called Kay Ballard, as you do.
I called her. I got her a role. Then I called Ruta Lee, who lives out here.
I know Ruta Lee. Ruta Lee's been on this show. I know Ruta Lee from way.
So I got her a part on it, and she actually got the best scene because it was actually a scene that was written for an actress. So the three of us, were the Palm Springs celebrities. It was kind of fun.
That is so funny. The idea is like, so I'm having tacos, and so then I called Kay Ballard. I mean, this right there. Are you going to do one? Are you going to do a one-man show?
My first TV series ever that I got. I came from New York. I was an actor in New York doing Shakespeare, the American Shakespeare Festival at Stratford, Connecticut, and I just done West Side Story and Bucks County Playhouse. And anyway, I came to LA. I went to an open call a week after I came to LA. I was working as a bar back in a German Oompa bar. And I was so hungry, I used to sneak into the refrigerator and they had those giant tubs of maraschino cherries, the big red ones with the dye, and I would like gorge on them. I was so hungry because I had no money. Anyway,
Those are so bad for you. Those are so bad for you.
do you know what? They're still alive inside of me to this day. It's unbelievable. They'll do autopsies later. They'll be with
It's all red. The dye is going to come out of your pores one day. You're just like, yeah.
But so I went on this open call. They were looking for a Barry Williams type. Got the job. It was a show called The Organic Vegetables, produced by the Monkees producers, and Kay Ballard was the star. And then I was hired as the lead singer drummer of a band called the Organic Vegetables, and they were mostly Canadian actors and actresses. There were 5 of us, and we were the waiters and waitresses at Kay's Organic Vegetable Restaurant.
Of course.
We started filming, and there was a writer's strike and that whole kind of thing. So I never met Kay. I never did a scene with Kay. So fade in, fade out. I'm at a party in Palm Springs, my friend Clark Bason's house, and a bunch of celebs are there. And Kay is there, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Kay Ballard. And I go over to her and say, excuse me, Miss Ballard, you don't know me, but you've been on my resume for 30 years. And we became fast friends. She passed away about 2 years ago, and she was great. She had nicknames for everybody. She called me Blue Eyes, and what a dear, what an amazing lady. And and she lived in Desi Arnaz's house in Palm Springs on Kay Ballard Lane. So
intertwined. Now wait, is this true? There was almost a Partridge Family connection.
Yeah. So David Cassidy decided he was leaving the Partridge Family. He announced it was leaving. The networks were upset, and so David was going to leave, and because he wanted to do other things, so they decided to write. They were going to send him off to college. They were looking for his best friend to move in next door, me, and my dad, who is whoever's going to play my dad, and they were looking for that a young actor and a father, and then David go off to college. Shirley was going to get attached to my father. I was going to become the lead singer of the Partridge Family. So I had to audition for ABC, and so Bobby Sherman.
Now, Bobby Sherman.
Have I dropped
enough names?
Bobby Sherman. So Bobby Sherman, teen idol Bobby Sherman. I go to his house. And he has in the Valley, and he has his own recording studio. And I record a song and I have to go to then take it to ABC and have to lip sync and perform it. And I got the job, and David heard about it. And I knew David, I knew Sean Cassidy, and Lake Erickson used to come over to my Lake Eric used to come over to my house swimming. But anyway, so he heard that I got the job doing it. From what I understand, is he wasn't too happy, and so he decided to stay on the show. And
but historically you did us a service, because it's good that he stayed on the show. Thank God he stayed on the show. And if the threat of you taking the gig was too much for him.
I would have rather had the gig, Allison. The threat, hey, the gig.
Like, Wesley Eure, I'm coming back.
One near misses in my career. I was hired to host the Tonight Show in Australia, out of Melbourne. I signed a contract, then they wouldn't let an American host the show. The government. I had to go meet with the government, and they said, no Americans hosting this show. And then I was cast in The Love Boat to play Gopher, and then ABC and NBC had a fight on Thursday night before the ship sailed on Friday and pull out. And then it's interesting how you never, as an actor, it's like even Shatner. You walk through a door, and anybody else could do it. I mean, a lot of other people could play the parts or host the shows or whatever. But because you were available that day, the right timing and everything, it's amazing how it's such serendipity. And I don't take it for granted at all. It's all a crapshoot.
It is right place at the right time. There were so many pilots and things that even as a kid. I mean, I cannot count how many hundreds of auditions I went as a kid.
Yes.
And I read for this pilot and this show and that show, and then it didn't happen. And then I did all sorts of weird things. I was at Juvenile Jury. It was a panel show.
Yes, I remember that show.
I was the Kitty Carlisle of the 3rd grade. I was on Juvenile Jury. I was like a regular panelist. Well, I think Bruce was like 8. So I did all these weird things, and you never knew what thing is going to hit. And then I get Little House, and everyone's like, Little House on the Prairie. Oh, okay. And that turns into like the monster. And you don't know which of the 100 things you do is going to be the thing that blows up.
Exactly. I mean, I did a Fess Parker show pilots. I did all these game show. I hosted game shows. I do pilots for NBC.
You were king of the game shows. You were on everything, man.
Everything.
You were all the good. I was jealous. I love game shows. I got on a bunch, but you were on the good ones.
All the time. A match game, password. I mean, it was almost a regular on password, which was so much. Got to play with Elizabeth Montgomery. I got to teach Lucille Ball how to play password alphabetics. Did I ever tell you this story that she came? I was filming. I was at NBC about to film. We shot 5 episodes in a day because we'd bring 5 wardrobes, so it looked like it was a full week's of show. And I get a call, or the producer comes in the morning and said, "Hey Wesley, would you mind teaching Lucille Ball how to play the end game alphabetics?"
Sure.
I might. I said, "Oh no, I'd be my pleasure." I pick up the phone. My mother, this is in Burbank at NBC. My mother was living in Burbank at a house because I had some houses because I was on days in Burbank. And I said, "Mother," "what are you doing today? You want to spend the day with Lucille Ball?" She was there in 10 minutes, and she stayed the whole day with Lucy in my dressing room, and I'd go film a half-hour episode, come in, change clothes, we'd talk about how the rounds went and clues and stuff. But, I mean, all of these, I'm a kid from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I mean, to me, and nobody in my family was in show business. And for me, this is like, it's like even at my old age, it's such an honor. And so it's so odd to me that all of this has gone on.
So have you done, or will you do, a one-man show and tell these stories?
Well, I don't know.
Because I'm dying here. This is good stuff. I really think, and we were just talking about the fabulous Puerto Vallarta. You're like Puerto Vallarta half the year, and I did shows there. I went for the 3 weeks. I can just
very popular, by the way. You were very, very popular in Act 2.
Popular. I'd love me there. Well, there's all Canadians. You go to Mexico, and the audience is Canadian because all the Canadians go because it's cold, and they go to Puerto Vallarta. You're in Palm Springs. You're involved with theater in Palm Springs. I'm thinking you need. I mean, speaking as someone who's done a one woman show, you really have the stories. I really think you need to do a one man show and tell the tale of this because it's just too freaking funny.
The problem is that the show also really do. I really don't want to tell.
Right, then it's those stories.
But you know what? One of the things I don't know if anybody's out there watching is they don't know that you and I have worked together before.
Right? That was the craziest thing in the world. So you are just at the height of, Land of the Lost and thing and the soap. And then I've just come off Little House and I had just done my first foray into dinner theater where I did a French bedroom farce called In One Bed and Out the Other. And they discovered I worked well in my underwear. Apparently very good at running back and forth stage in my underwear. And so next thing I know, it's like, "You're doing Butterfly." The agent, it was the old guy, it was a Ben Pearson. I mean, he was 100 then. I don't know if he's still. I was like, "You're doing Butterflies Are Free. Go to Texas." Go Butterfly. Okay. And next thing I know, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, with Wesley Eure doing Butterflies Are Free. And it was a trip. I was naked. You were blind. I mean, we made a hell of a couple.
It was, we got to kiss. You were running around in your bra and panties on stage all the time. I mean, it was Butterflies Are Free is a wonderful show. And, we had a beautiful cast. And
Jackie Scott played your mom, the late, beautiful Jackie Scott. She was so good. Do you remember I had a green bikini? The reason my underwear and the bikini were shocking sort of mint green, like why the hell were they mint green? When we did that dress rehearsal, they brought out all the costumes, all the beautiful they did it 60s. They said, "Do we try to update this? Because it's Butterflies Are Free. And here it's like the early 80s. Do we try to?
Yeah.
It's so 1968. So they said, "To hell with it. It's a period piece. It's 1968. Let's do this." And they brought all these beautiful hippie clothes. You had beads. You had little love beads.
I did.
And we had all the hippie clothes there. And they said, "Okay, here's the bra and panties outfit," which I'm in for like half the show. It's like most of Act 1. So I come out at rehearsal in it. And it was sort of a light creamy beige, matched my skin perfectly. And I walked out and I was like, "How is it?" And the guys and the director, everyone just went, oh no, because I was stark. It looked like I was stark freaking naked. And they're like, "Can you make that a color?" And they were like, "Well, I don't know. They're like, "Dye it a color, do something." And so shocking mint green became the
that theater was very famous. It was the Beverly. No, this was San Antonio, wasn't it?
Earl Holliman, the
Earl
Earl
Holliman,
Holliman
yeah,
Fiesta did a playhouse.
Yeah.
Fiesta. And
I
they had
dinner theater was the best gig. I used to travel doing Bus Stop, and we did Butterflies and did some other shows. I Love My Wife and things like that. But my favorite story is in New Orleans at the Beverly Playhouse. Stora Boone, who was a descendant of Daniel Boone, he ran this amazing theater, which was an old speakeasy back in the 20s. And the Star dressing room, where every great from Sinatra to everybody had played, was tinted pink. The mirror was tinted pink. So when you looked at yourself, you looked amazing.
Everyone looked good.
but Stora Boone was famous because it was a buffet lunch or dinner, and he had the best fried chicken in New Orleans. And one day, the old ladies would come for the lunch and stuff, and he had changed the fried chicken to cream chicken.
Oh no, he changed the menu. Just somehow changed the menu.
They were furious. They go, Star, why did you change it? He goes, I'm going to tell you why. He says, every time you come to see the play, you empty your purses, put aluminum foil in there, and stack up on the fried chicken and take it home, and I can't afford to do it anymore. So he put a cream chicken so they wouldn't put it in their purses.
Were they all actors? It's like an actor trick. You go to the party with the Tupperware in your bag.
Exactly. It was, at the time they were old people. Now they were my contemporaries.
Now you're thinking, well, I could fit some fried chicken.
Trust me, I would have taken a little side pocket and put a couple of legs in there.
For the young people, I mean, is there dinner theater anymore? This was all the rage when we were.
Yes, there's a couple. There's one out in halfway between Palm Springs and Los Angeles. I've seen a couple of shows like La Cage, and they do big shows. But it's rare now because it just is that whole thing ended. But I would go in to like do Butterflies or Bus Stop, and you'll be following Joanne Worley in Mame, or Jamie Farr in another play, and it was all of us, kind of the actors, and we were all. Right.
You were all just. It was like the coming up and the coming down. And when I arrived in Canada to do In One Bed and Out the Other, and I was following. Oh my God, they were doing Golden Pond with somebody, and then Johnny Crawford, the rifleman, was coming in after me. It was like all that. And they said, look, everyone here is either someone who's like coming up from something or coming down from something. This like this weird zone, and you'll meet everybody on this circuit. It's like really weird. But the food was amazing at these places because sometimes people came for the food more than the show. And it was a weird phenomenon. It was all over the country and all over Canada, and it was it. And if like you did a series, and then you did Love Boat and Fantasy Island, and then you went to dinner theater. It was like a law. And it was this phenomenon all over the country, these enormous theaters, always very big, and they would serve these incredible meals, these huge buffets, and it was always like fried chicken, like carved ham, the carving station with the roast beef and the thing, and then there would be a commemorative drink that San Antonio came in a cowboy boat, but the commemorative drink would often come with a glass with the Stars picture on it. I still have a box of glasses with my face on them from Canada in the garage, and you get a commemorative drink, which is like $25 for like an Irish coffee with somebody's face on it. And these people would come and they'd eat, and then right after dessert, the curtain would come up, and they do these. Usually, they liked long plays. They loved. They did the dinner theater I was at where I did the French farce because it was 3 acts long. It was the longest show in the frickin' world. And it was just people running around going, you cannot sleep in this room. Where is the butler? For 3 acts. And they loved this stuff. And they would do the classics. It was I Love My Wife. It was like in the old days in Canada, it was like Natalie Needs a Nightie, Nurse Jane. But there were certain plays they did over and over again. And it was kind of, have you done that one? Oh, I've done that one. Did you do Busta? And it was this circuit. And everybody got on it at some point or another.
It was quite a little fraternity to be part of. I must say, I miss it. It was so much fun. You play for 7 weeks, rehearse for 2 weeks, go for 7 weeks, and because
you kind of live there. You go to wherever town you go. I live here for like 2 months, and you'd hang out in the town. You'd meet everybody, and then you would go to the next one. It was yeah.
My favorite was I went to Scottsdale to do a play. I think Bus Stop, and it's the theater where the star of Hogan's Heroes.
Bob Crane. That's right. We were trying to remember Bob Crane's name the last time we did it, and we're like, Bob Crane.
Bob Crane had been killed.
The murder.
at that dinner theater in the apartment that they had for the celebrities. And the first thing I said when I got off the plane, I said, "I'm not staying at that apartment, am I?" And they go, "No. We got a new apartment. We have a new condo for you."
And I knew the guy who was the second lead in the show with them. There was a woman and a guy, whatever they were doing, a run for your wife or something. And the guy, Jack, who was in it, my dad was managing and he just gotten booked into this great, oh my God, he's in a show with Bob Crane. It's fabulous. And a couple weeks in, we get this phone call. I got to come home. You want to pick me up at the airport? I'm coming home. I look, what went wrong? Show's closed. Show's closed? What do you mean show's closed? It was doing great. Why are you coming home? What have you done wrong? Somebody killed Bob Crane. What? And like he had to suddenly leaves to come home because the star's just been murdered. It was very bizarre. We're like, are you okay? Oh my God, go to the airport now. It was like
how terrifying. Can you imagine? I mean, it's jeez.
And it was all very weird because there was a whole thing with him with tapes, sex lies and videotape kind of thing going on with him.
I've seen the documentary on it, and they think is.
And that was one of the weird things. The actress who worked with him in the show, and their relationship was totally above board. She's an older lady. She was going to his room to watch tapes of rehearsals. Totally legit, normal thing to be doing. So when the police said, "Have you been in his room?" she almost didn't want to say. She took her medical. What story do I tell? Because I don't want to say I'm just going over to watch tapes rehearsals. Because if I say I'm going to watch the tapes, they'll go find the other tapes, and I don't want to go there. And it was like, so it got really weird for all his friends and all the people working with him, going, "Oh my God, what do we do?" So yeah, the Bob Crane story is a unbelievable, bizarre Hollywood tale with many true crime documentaries and whatnot. And there you were at the same theater going, "Oh no." It's like,
yeah, I'm not going to be sleeping in that room where he was in the closet.
No, Dad.
No.
So weird. So now, game shows. Did you do Hollywood Squares? I realized I hadn't asked you this.
No, except I never did Hollywood Squares except this last weekend, I filmed Hollywood Squares. I was one of the squares.
I was going to say, are you doing the Hollywood Museum Hollywood Squares? Yes, good. But I was going to go crazy if you were.
You're amazing publicist who handles everybody on the planet, who is truly
including Ruta Lee.
Yeah. So this last week I was one of the squares. Good. Mark Summers, who hosted Double Dare, and when Mark was hosting Double Dare, I was hosting the game show Finders Keepers on Nickelodeon. We were competitors for 2 years, and so it was fabulous. I sat next to Lonnie Anderson, and I'd always wanted to do Hollywood Squares, and they filmed it like. When you see it, it's a fundraiser for the Hollywood Museum.
It's going to be amazing. I did one, and then I'm doing one this Saturday again. I'm doing another episode.
Oh, fine, you get two. Maybe if I'd hired Harlan, I'd be on two also. Harlan, I've had it with your attitude.
That's what I was going to ask, because if you weren't doing Hollywood Museum Squares, I was going to say you need to call Harlan right now, because you have to. Yes, it's a screen, and it's amazing because they're doing it. It's all Zoom, but it completely looks like Hollywood Squares with the set. They've made it.
The directors, Bob Loudon and Steve Grant, were also the directors of your Hollywood Squares when John Davidson was hosting, and they have put together this technology along with John Ritchie, the producer. You would think you were in the studio.
It's genius. It's absolute genius. I did the one John Davidson hosted. The one is he the one? No, I got to watch his, and then I think I'm going to get all the hosts because I get to come in. I get to be on all of them. I get to be on all of them.
I didn't recognize John Davidson. He has his long hair and
hair. Isn't it cute?
As performers, we lock in a vision of somebody because we're fans and we don't see them for a long time, like me, like old. And suddenly you see them, it's startling sometimes, but it is amazing. But I'm actually hosting. I just got asked to host Hollywood Squares, a version for fundraisers here in Palm Springs. We're going to call it XOXO Palm Springs. And with local celebrities, and the contestants will be first responders and things like that. So I'm going to be the host of that show.
That's the other thing. You were also your charitable work is like another 2 pages of your resume. Because like me, you've gone into the realm of helping people with HIV and AIDS. You've been helping people during the pandemic. You're very, very big in charities in Palm Springs, raising money for theaters. You do everything.
Well, listen, I've had a really blessed life. I mean, come on, it's crazy. It's bizarre, and I just feel like I owe so much to to the communities, to, we raise money for Desert AIDS Project, for AIDS Assistance Program, for Shelter from the Storm, for battered women, for breast cancer. My charity, I used to do big celebrity fundraisers, 85 celebrities in the shows around a swimming pool and synchronized swimmers to boot. So we raised tons of money, but I'd raise it for 5 to 7 charities in town. Everybody would participate in town, and plus other shows I would do and host for fundraisers. I used to raise money for the March of Dimes. Every weekend when there were telethons, I was a regular host around the country, and I was one of their top fundraisers. And I got my favorite story. You ready for a story? Okay, wait. So I'm hosting the Variety Club Telethon in Pittsburgh, which is the home of the Variety Club, and it was the 3rd year. We'd moved from a barge on the river to the theater, and so I have a full orchestra. My co-host is a weatherman, and I have the orchestra playing. And I said to the director, I said, could you bring me the poster child, a little girl, and she had all the crutches and the thing. I want to sing her a song. And so, I give them my music to the orchestra, and the little girl comes on, and I said, honey, I get down on my knees, and she's so beautiful and so delightful. And I said, listen, whatever you do, just keep looking at me, because what I hate was when you'd see a show and the kids would be like going, that kind of stuff. So the orchestra swells. It's a big orchestra, and I'm saying, you and me against the world. Sometimes it feels like you and me against the world. I'm starting to sing the song. And when one of us is gone, and she's starting to cry.
Oh. I'm
thinking, oh, wow. And then remembering we'll have to do, and then she's sobbing. I'm getting to the end of the song, and she's absolutely sobbing, and I'm now crying. And in my head, I'm thinking, yes, I'm raising money for this charity. Oh my God, I'm so good. I'm the best. I'm the best fundraiser ever. Oh my God, I'm the best. And I'm singing, and she's crying, and I'm crying. Then when you and me against the world, she's crying, I'm crying. I said, ladies and gentlemen, please make those phones ring. This is what it's all about. Gave her a kiss. I said, now take it away. And the host took it away. They had a trailer in the back for me, for the dressing room. I go into the dressing room, and I'm going, yes. I did good. I sang well. I raised lots of money.
I made her cry.
There was a knock on my door. I open the door. It's the little girl's mother.
Oh, dear.
And she said, you know, my daughter was crying. And I said, yes, because, you and me against the world. She goes, no. I said, no? She said, no. I said, why was your little girl crying? She goes, that director told my little girl to go stand next to you so he could shoot her.
Oh, no!
She thought by the end of the
little tiny girl, what's your little...
He was waiting to be shot. He, of course, met with the camera. I was mortified. I ran to her, and I grabbed her, and I said, oh, God. I said, honey, please, let me explain. And one of the worst moments ever hosting a telethon.
See, this is why you have to do the one-man show. Oh, my God. So, Land of the Lost, then they make the feature film. But they go to say in another direction, would be putting it mildly. It's a whole other thing. And I remember, Land of the Lost, I wonder is Wesley going to be in that? Is it going to be like the thing? Is it going to be like a kid's movie? And then I saw it and I went, okay, wait, I laughed, but I was like, yes, completely not Land of the Lost. This is other things. What was that like? Was that like weird? I mean, how did
it was sad. Will Ferrell was in it, dating
to Sarah. We love Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell's a riot.
Real. I mean, it became Abbott and Costello. It was a $100 million budget, and Kathy and I did a scene. Kathy played Holly, Kathy Coleman. It was cut. It was a horrible scene. It wasn't written specially for us. It was no double entendre. It was horrible. And so what happened was, in the movie, the guy, Will, our Marshall, who played our dad in the show, was an archaeologist. Holly, who was my sister, was a love interest to Will Ferrell. So it wasn't father and daughter.
They kept the names and just changed the characters. Well, what if Marshall and Holly, instead of a father and daughter and a brother, are just boyfriend and girlfriend archaeologists.
Exactly. So I'm so premiere night. Picture this, Sicily. So picture this. We're at Grommet's Chinese, cameras. I got, we're photographs, got the date, got the whole thing, got all that stuff. Go sit into the auditorium and the lights go down and I'm watching the show. I'm going, oh, okay. There is a point in the movie where Will Ferrell kisses Anna Friel. So it's basically my father kissing my sister.
No!
So I'm sitting there watching it, and suddenly Will Ferrell goes in for the kiss with Anna, and it's a quiet theater, just very quiet. And I go, ah! I didn't mean to do it. I just caught me by surprise. And everybody in Grommet's Chinese is looking at me, and I'm going,
because it's like wrong. It's all wrong. It's like, it was so weird. Like that. No, that's not how that went. That's all right. And you would be watching, going, no.
It lost $200 million, $100 million in production, and $100 million in advertising. And Sid and Marty Krofft at Comic-Con the year afterwards, I was a special guest there, a surprise guest for them. And they said, okay, all right. We apologize. We blew it. Okay. So
people don't. You sometimes have to stick with the original. Now, help me here. What actually is a sleestack? Is it explained what species a sleestack is? It is a dinosaur. Is it an alien? What actually is a sleestack?
In fact, here's a fan-made sleestack head.
There he is.
They were like giant lizard creatures, and Mike Westmore from Star Trek created these in his garage, but they were giant lizards who just lived in a cave and hissed, and they were played by UCLA basketball players.
Really?
So they were 7 feet tall in their bare feet. They had this pointed head, which added another 1.5 feet. They had stilts with claws that added this. They were 10 feet tall in real life. So it was crazy. And one of the most famous Sleestack, if you're a basketball fan, was Bill Laimbeer of the Detroit Pistons, he's the bad boy of basketball, and he was, known as really kind of the rebel. So he was a Sleestack. And 2 years ago at the Star Trek convention, we were at the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas, Kathy and I go to the MGM where Bill Laimbeer is now retired. He's coaching the Aces, the women's basketball team. They were number 1 at the time. And we made a surprise visit to see Bill Laimbeer, who we've not seen since the show was over. It was all arranged by the press people and by the owners and everything. And we walked in. He didn't know we were coming. And all of the ladies in his team had an 8x10 of a Sleestack head, and they pulled it up over their head. He looked around and suddenly saw me. Of course, I look a lot different, but I had a giant Sleestack head with me and Kathy with their pigtails and everything. And we surprised him. We took photos for the news, all the news things and stuff like that. And he was like, I gave him a gift of some autographs from a lot of the cast and stuff like that. And when it was all over, I mean, because he was known as the bad boy, the owner of the league comes over to me and says, Wesley, I've known Bill Laimbeer his whole career. I've never seen him smile so much. And it was just one of those wonderful moments. And I think somebody wanted him to do a convention once, but he wanted $16,000 guarantee. So it never happened. But
you've embraced this and really worked this. I've seen the pictures from the conventions where you have the raft. People can sit in like the yellow raft with the little backdrop, and you and Kathy and like get these photos.
Land of the Lost. I'm actually singing the theme song for the series.
Which also is crazy. You sang the theme song for the show. Yes.
Yeah, Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition met the greatest earthquake ever known. High on the rapids, it struck their tiny raft. Plunging down 1,000 feet below to the land of the lost. Roar, the dinosaur. So we go to the waterfall in this yellow raft. Kathy and I and Phil, who played Chaka, when we do conventions, we bring a yellow raft with oars and life jackets we put on everybody. And so if people buy autographs and stuff, we give them the raft ride, and we do photos going over the waterfall. Everybody's yelling and screaming like this.
the first time I saw that, I was on Facebook and I saw that you guys had the rap. I died. I was on the floor. I was in hysterics. I was like, that is genius. That is the funniest freaking
Well, listen, we, these conventions, people, you forget sometimes. I mean, it's a lot of money to go to these things, and to buy autographs and stuff, it's ridiculous. And sometimes I remind our cast when things are slow. I said, do you realize when somebody buys an autograph from us, that's generally 4 times minimum wage, you know? So we want to give them something special. We want to create an experience rather than just doing a, hey, nice to see you.
Yeah, yeah. That's like, you want to give people their money's worth. They came all the way to see you. You gotta do something for them.
But what's happened, which is great about the yellow wrap, is all the celebrities now want their photos in it. So John Schneider got in it. Lonnie Anderson's been in it. Sam Jones has been in it. I mean, every time a celebrity sees us, they come running over. We want to be in. We want to be in. So it's become a really fun thing, and it's a lot of work hauling that big raft around, blowing it up, packing it up, and with the oars and the light, because we put the yellow life jackets not on just ourselves, we put them on our fans, so everybody looks like they were going through the waterfall, and it's just
brilliant. It's truly brilliant. So now you've also, of course, you're a writer. You wrote children's books, and then Dragon Tales. You've created an entire cartoon. Are you doing more of this? What are you doing now? And how on earth did you wind up creating Dragon Tales?
I'm one of the creators. There's 3 creators, and I used to write and produce Totally Hidden Video for Fox. And it was the best job I ever had because I'd write, it was a hidden camera. And I would cast myself as the waiter, and stuff like that. So I got 3 paychecks as the actor. It was great. But so the executive producer, Jim Cohen, moved over to Sony Pictures. I'd gone off to do a play in Canada. And he said, hey, Wesley, I've got this new, I found all these dragon drawings. My secretary found them. There's a $16 million grant up from the government for a new kid show, and Muppets want it, Sesame Street wants it, everybody. So I went in, I read what they had, I rewrote everything in 3 days, and then I wrote a companion piece because it had to have 2 shows attached. And within a week, we sold it. We won the $16 million grant. And let me see. Wait, here. See, there's Cass. Of course.
Okay.
And it was all over the world. This is the characters I created: Zack and Weezy, the 2-headed dragon, and it ran for 10 years on PBS, and it was just another amazing sort of journey, and just so the reason I got it was also that I'd written a kids book called The Red Wings of Christmas, which Disney bought for an animated feature, and I wrote the screenplays and songs for Disney. And Jim's Cohen, his son's favorite book was The Red Wings of Christmas. And so he said, that's why he said, you got to come and work with me on Dragon Tales. And we created Dragon Tales, almost time for Dragon Tales. Come on, take my hand. Let's all go to Dragonland.
But this is the one thing leads to another. So I wrote this book, and then he read the book, and then said thing, and I was at this party, and then it just everything goes around and around and around again in a circle. Now you're in Palm Springs.
Years ago, talking about how to be kind to people and about to remember who you are and not to take yourself seriously. When I was on Totally Hidden Video, I was a writer and a producer, segment producer. There was the show filming next to us was a hidden camera. I was the clip show, America's Funniest Videos, or what was that show? And there was some people there. There was apprentices and people working for free. What do you call interns and things like that. So fade in, fade out. I sold a show to MTV, an animated show. I got a deal on everyone on the air. I'm at the meeting, and there's a new president of MTV, and a guy named John. And I walk in, and we're having this meeting with all the people, and they're going to do a pilot and all that stuff. And the president of MTV goes, "That's Wesley Eure, everybody. I used to be a PA on America's Funniest Home Videos, and he was the nicest person to me. You treat him well." And that I was like, I didn't know, I had no idea that he'd become the president of MTV and stuff like that. And it was just those things to remind ourselves that we're all in this journey together. And even like at the autograph shows, remember, just because I'm on this side of the table doesn't mean not only I'm not a fan, but we're all in this together. And that's again why we want to have a raft to give more than just what's normally given.
See, it's this attitude of yours and your spirit and your personality that is what has carried you through everything to this. And okay, what are you doing next? We are actually. What are you doing next, and where do we find you?
I just got a new movie, a new sci-fi movie. I read the best script I've ever read. I obviously can't talk about it, but I also have another show in production, a reality show that Welcome to Hollywood. I can't talk about it, but mostly just really having a wonderful time, you know. So,
do you think you'd go back to Puerto Vallarta?
Oh yeah, I was looking on I had to give up my house because of COVID. I had a house there for 3 years, this particular house, and I was on the internet today and contacting agents looking for 6 months starting November about going back. I have so many friends there, and it's just and I can fly back and forth and do shows.
So close. It's so close. Puerto Vallarta, it's crazy because when I went, it's like, oh, well, and I'm on the plane, and it's like, oh, and we're landing. I'm like, wait, I didn't know Puerto Vallarta was like down the street.
You're a big star in Puerto Vallarta. I mean, well, you're a big star. You're a big star because before this pandemic, you were supposed to be in Paris, right? You were supposed to do your one woman show.
I was Paris. I had a speaking engagement at a women's business conference in Ireland, and I was going to RuPaul's Drag Con, and I was going to the Cherry Blossom Festival in Missouri. I was booked all the way through October, and then in March they went, everything is canceled. Yes, that would be everything. Thank you.
Allison, what do you do at a women's conference? What do you talk about?
Oh, this is marvelous. They had this whole women in business conference in Dublin, and it was talking about, reinventing yourself and stuff. And they'd had different speakers on 100 different topics, but that would be of interest to women starting their own businesses. Of course, the thing went, oh no. And then she calls me back and goes, we're doing the whole conference online. We're making it happen. And we're going to go, and you're going to do it by Zoom. And so I changed my thing and wrote reinventing yourself during a pandemic. And it was a big hit.
Well, you are certainly a person that has lived your word. I mean, look at what you have created during this time. Look at the joy you have brought and the fun. I mean, literally every day. I mean, you were live today with the bonnet on, doing something earlier today. You're doing this tonight. I mean, it's really amazing. I must say, it's amazing.
Well, thank you. I had to have something to do. She said, you can't go anywhere. Well, I better fire up the computer. It's like, and then I got good lighting, and we all lived happily ever after. So
I gotta tell you. So when I first saw Allison on Zoom a few weeks ago, I said, Allison, you look fabulous. She said, it's the circle light. It's the selfie light. So I went out and got one and it's not just the one because it had to be 3 shades, and I got the one that's amber. Mine went out today. It went out today. I'm telling you. It'll go out.
Look at you. Oh, you look lovely. Yeah. See,
but it's broken. It'll turn off in just a second. But you see, I went out immediately and I ordered it. It had an overnight because you and I were doing a benefit for Coachella Valley Repertory Theater.
And we both looked amazing.
I have a new one coming tomorrow.
I just ordered a new bigger one. I needed a bigger one because
it's got a USB for the phone. It's got, and it doesn't use USB. It plugs into a adapter because
That's the one. I think you ordered the one that I
it was like $90. It was like because this one was like $30. So
I just got a green screen. I'm going to be doing everything out of here now.
Do you have the one that you put on the chair? The one that's a circle around you?
Yeah, it's a big pop-up. This one, it's a elastic kind of pop-up one. It's blue on one side and green on the other. And then I got the long green screen because I'm doing old-time radio shows. I'm Gracie Allen. Later this week, I got to go be Gracie Allen.
Oh, perfect.
We got Brad Zinn as George Burns, and Phil Proctor's in it, and we did one before with Rich Little as Jack Benny, and I was Gracie, and it was such a hit. They said we got to do another one, so
You directed.
Yes, George, I don't know why you're so upset. Greg Oppenheimer, who his dad was the I Love Lucy show. That Oppenheimer, yes, and he produces a ton of stuff. And Spurdvac is this whole old time radio show society that I've been going and doing shows with. And they said, oh, well, we can't have the convention. Hey, let's do a bunch of stuff online. So now there we all are recording these things. And I'm Grace. So I'm also Gracie Allen in my spare time.
But didn't you? Because I'm a huge fan of Rich Little. He was like, and I went and saw him in Vegas before the pandemic.
Yes.
But you directed him, didn't you recently? Or
I was sort of his internet coordinator. He said, look, they've shut the theater down. I can't not do a show. I'll go mad. How do we do an internet show? And his people called my people, and his people calling Harlan. And didn't Allison just do an online comedy show? Yeah. Next thing I know, Rich Little's on my phone going, okay, how do we do this? So Bob and I went to Vegas, and he had a tech guy that was like, could have contacted NASA. He was brilliant, but they set it all up, and he did it in his living room, and we got it all up online, and it was Rich Little virtually speaking. And he did, and it was genius. And so Rich Little went into the 21st century and went on the internet. It was amazing.
Okay, what I loved most about what you just said was my people. I love that you have people. I
have people, and one of them's Harlan. Thank you. We are actually done. Obviously, we could go for 5 hours. We could do this. Okay. So thank you for coming. Do they find your Facebook, your website? What should they do?
Sure. WesleyEure.com, Facebook, Twitter.
You're everywhere.
Instagram,
Follow the yellow raft. He's there.
I am stealing that. Follow the yellow raft.
Do it. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This was Wesley Eure. Thank you. And this has been the Allison Arngrim Show.
I found my way home, across the ground.